Hey fam, this is Foday of Apple Jolly Ranchers bringing you a hero review. Today we're doing a review on Alfrike, a purple 5-star hero in the Valhalla event. Okay, so before we get started, before I do reviews, I like to, when I present a review, I like to stay as unbiased as possible. Just giving you guys the facts and stats and possible uses of a hero. And then you guys make your decisions on whether you like to use this hero or not. So that being said, let's get started. Alfrike has of the class Wizard. And as a wizard, she stands a percentage shot of doing extra damage to you based on how many buffs that you have in place. Her realm does poison damage to you when she's on low health. And like with that being said, let's dig into her actual stats. She has a 659 attack stat, which is low. I'm not going to trip about that. With a 830 defensive stat, which is actually very elite. It's a pretty hard defense stat. With a 1421, HP stat, which is above average. So we have somebody who is built to take a hit. Okay, so her ability called Cube of Dark Realm is a very slow ability. And so what happens when you use this ability? You cast 5 cubes to random enemies. Dark Cube deals 200% damage to each target. The Dark Cube reduces max health for the target by 224. Max health can't be lower than 30% of the original max health. And the target is automatically cast mindless attack at a random ally when mana is full during 3 turns. Alright, so let's break that down real quick. So when you fire off her ability, what's going to happen is 5 cubes are going to generate. When those 5 cubes generate, they're going to go out and hit 5 random opponents. Everybody that those opponents hit will go into mindless attack. So if their mana fills within 3 turns, they're going to smack a random opponent and drop their mana to half. It's one of those situations where actually being a slow mana hero, a very slow mana hero, is actually helpful for this particular hero, because it gives you time in raids to get rid of 1 or 2 people, and thus make sure that you shut down the whole board when you fire off this attack. Disclaimer: if somebody does have a cleric ability up, like the mana shield will guard, but the mana shield has to guard for every time a cube hits. So if they're a cleric and the hits once and the mana shield goes up, he's not mindless attacking. But if the cube hits, if the second cube hits and the mana shield doesn't go, same mindless attack. And what happens every time they hit, they get a lowered max HP, so they won't be able to heal as much. So like you're effectively crippling their HP and their mana in a single go. So that being said, let's get to uses. For Titan, I don't recommend Alfrike for Titans. Like, her attack stat is really low, her ability is on the slow side. For the most part, I don't know if a Titan that regenerates health. It'd be nice to get the mindless attack going, but all things considered, I don't think it's worth it. So on the defensive side of raiding and war, if I was to place her, she has tank stats. I'm not gonna trip about that. She can definitely take a hit, but I'm more inclined to place her away from the initial, because you would like her abilities ideally to go off towards the middle or end of of a battle to shut it down. So I would place her more in a flank or a wing position to give her time to go off. As far as offensive rating, when her ability fires, she takes a hit pretty well. And when her ability fires, it's pretty much a game over scenario. It gives you time to send up all the junk tiles because you don't care if their abilities go off, and reset the board. So that is my use of Alfrike. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Talk to you later.